Hello everyone and welcome to this new video, which was requested by a subscriber, and will focus on pruning grapevines. We will specifically cover training pruning as well as fruiting pruning, using detailed diagrams to help you better understand where to prune your vines. Before we get started, if you enjoy these videos, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Give it a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell to stay updated on our future uploads. Feel free to let us know in the comments what video you'd like to see next. Enjoy watching. 1. Training pruning. Grapevines are not sold already trained. They are usually presented as a young single stem or a bunch of flexible branches. The training of a grapevine happens in 2 stages. First, we create a short, thick trunk called the trunk, sep in 3 to 4 years, and then we train the vine into a cordon or a trellis, depending on the desired shape.
First step. At planting, from late February to March, cut the stem of your young vine just above the first well-formed, visible bud, starting from the base. If there are multiple stems, select the strongest one and remove all the others. Then, let the young shoot from the bud you kept grow throughout the summer. By the end of the season, it will reach about 24 to 31 inches or 60 to 80 centimeters in height. Step 2. The year after planting, from late February to March, cut the shoot grown the previous year just above the 5th or 6th well-formed bud, starting from its base. Step 3. During the summer, trim the tip of the stem grown from the last bud kept during the previous pruning just above the 5th or 6th well-formed bud, and train it vertically. Prune all other branches sprouting from the remaining buds on the main stem just above the 4th well-formed bud. This pruning can be repeated for another 1 or 2 years to create a thicker trunk, but by this stage, it is usually thick enough for most trellised forms. If it measures 1.2 inches, 3 centimeters, or more in diameter, there's no need to repeat this pruning. If the diameter is smaller, I recommend continuing this pruning for another year to help it thicken further.
Once the base of your grapevine trunk has reached a diameter of at least 1.2 inches or 3 centimeters, it's time to choose the shape you want to give your vine. There are different shapes you can train your vine into, but here we'll focus on the 2 main and simplest forms, as the others require more complex pruning techniques.
The first possible shape is the single-arm horizontal cordon. To create this, from late February to March, gently bend the main stem and train it horizontally at the desired height. Then, trim the tip of the bent branch just after the 5th or 6th well-formed, upward-facing bud from the bend. Remove all buds on the vertical portion of the stem as well. During the summer, eliminate all branches growing downward and stake vertically those that grow upward from the bend. The second possible form for your vine is the horizontal cordon with 2 arms. To achieve this, from late February to March, prune the vertical stem to the desired height above 2 well-formed buds. When the 2 shoots from these buds develop, train them horizontally in diametrically opposite directions. Remove all other lower shoots developing on the vine's trunk. The following year, prune the 2 horizontal shoots just after the 5th or 6th clearly visible upward-facing bud. The principle is the same as for the single-arm horizontal cordon, except this form will take 1 additional year to complete. In subsequent years, whether for the single-arm or double-arm cordon, prune each main branch above the 5th or 6th bud from the base of the previous year's growth. Once your vine is shaped, it's essential to prune the canes annually to encourage the production of new clusters and to maintain the growth of your trellis or cordons within the desired proportions. Step 1. From mid-February to mid-March, prune each cane, depending on the variety, above the second, third, or fourth well-formed bud. Also, remove the canes that bore clusters the previous year. When your variety requires pruning above the third or fourth bud, keep only the bud at the base of the shoot, which will serve as a replacement cane the following year, and the bud at the tip, which is likely to produce fruit. Remove the intermediate ones. It's important to note that most grape varieties are typically pruned short, above the 2nd well-formed bud on each cane. However, for some varieties, the fertile bud is located at the third or even fourth position from the base of the shoot. In these cases, longer pruning is necessary. For example, varieties like Muscat and Pearl de Chaba should be pruned above the third bud, while a Frankenthal and varieties with thick canes should be pruned above the fourth bud.
If you're unsure of your vine's variety or where it should be pruned, keep 4 buds as shown in the image, but don't remove the intermediate ones. Let them grow during the summer, and as soon as the young grape clusters appear, observe which one is bearing fruit in relation to the base of the cane, then remove the others, except for the first one, which will always serve as a replacement shoot. This way, you'll know whether your vine fruits on the second, third, or fourth bud.
The vine grows vigorously and produces many unnecessary shoots, especially at the base of each leaf. It's important to prune it in summer to achieve beautiful grape clusters. Starting in June, each branch resulting from the spring pruning will develop 2 new canes. Prune the cane-bearing grape clusters above the second leaf after the last cluster. For the cane without fruit, prune it to a length of about 50 to 60 centimeters, 20 to 24 inches. If a branch pruned in spring has developed 2 fruitless canes, remove the one at the tip and prune the other to a length of about 50 to 60 centimeters, 20 to 24 inches. Also, remove any young shoots growing at the base of the branches pruned at the end of the previous winter or those growing directly on the main branch. Additionally, cut off all tendrils.
There you have it. You should now know how to prune a grapevine to shape it and encourage fruit production. We hope you enjoyed this video and, most importantly, found it helpful. If that's the case, don't forget to subscribe and activate the notification bell so you'll be updated on our upcoming content. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Feel free to let us know in the comments if you liked this video and what kind of content you'd like to see in future videos. We appreciate your support in advance and look forward to seeing you soon with more guides. Happy gardening, everyone!